New York Knicks have just taken a 3-1 lead. Let's go. Let's go, New York! Go, New York! Go! Yes! The New York Knicks have just taken care of business on their home court on a quick turnaround, mind you. Quick turnaround from Friday night. New York Knicks just took a commanding lead in the first round series between the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers behind tremendous efforts from the entire team, basically. The entire team. But primarily one particular guy gave us something huge that we have needed from him since he was drafted. R.J. Rowan Barrett Jr. has finally arrived. That is right. Today, he stepped up when the Knicks desperately needed him. In the beginning of that fourth quarter, well, he stepped up the whole game, but the beginning of the fourth quarter, we looked rocky. We looked shaky. Brunson was taking shots he shouldn't take. And then RJ rattled off 5 straight points that gave the Knicks a little breathing room, and suddenly the game changed. The Cavs had battled back from a 15-point deficit, or 18 or something like that, to take the lead in this game. But New York responded like the way very good teams do. This was a tremendous win. Obviously, you can't understate it. Can't overstate it. It's a beautiful time. This is what being a Knicks fan is all about. All the pain, the suffering, the wondering, the bickering between each other, the fans. And now this is what we have. We have this guy taking us. He's one of the key pieces to lead us to the promised land, but he didn't do it alone. He did not do it alone. No, we're not even near doing it alone, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. Well, this is interesting, though. Knicks Muse tweeted this out. Donovan Mitchell today, 11.6 turnovers, 5 of 18, 2 points in the second half. He only scored 2 points in the second half. R.J. Barrett today, 26 points, 0 turnovers. That's fantastic. I didn't even realize he had 0 turnovers. 9 of 18, 14 points in the second half in a crucial Game 4. Outstanding. Outstanding. Shout out to the chat, everybody. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and I am a very, very happy Knicks fan. And shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to my son. I hope Dylan is watching this, and I hope you are enjoying this. This has been a long time coming. I mean, we haven't won the series yet, but we're right there. We have a commanding lead, and we're doing it. We're doing it without Julius Randle, who does not look right. That ankle is obviously still bothering him. It could be a combination of the ankle and conditioning because, he had like almost 3 weeks off. It could be that combination of those two things. Either way, this was probably Tom Thibodeau's best coaching as a Knick. this game was Tom Thibodeau's best coaching as a Knick because he benched Julius Randle for that entire fourth quarter, let Obi do his thing, let the team flow, and they just took that win. They won that fourth quarter. It was outstanding, which they needed it because they lost the third quarter 26-19 and then took control of that fourth quarter 29-22 to end up winning the game 102-93 to take a commanding 3-1 lead. Shout out to the chat. Welcome, everybody. We got Sincere to Genius. What's up? We got Jesse Rodriguez. We serving 100 people. What's up, man? Alex Nader. Oh, we got guys, hit the thumbs up button for me. Share this video. Share it right now. Hit the thumbs up. I want comments. I want your feelings, even if later on you have a thought or something about the next couple of games. And then we're going to talk about the next possible rounds a little bit later in this post-game recap. Going live, just going to do like a quick 45 minutes to an hour. Just wanted to share the joy and the beauty of this moment with my fellow Knicks fans. Just had to do it. Ian Begley tweeted this out. Always got to start with an Ian Begley tweet. Jalen Brunson had 29 points, 6 assists, and R.J. Barrett added 26 to help lift New York Knicks to a Game 4 win versus Cleveland. Mitchell Robinson and New York Knicks defense was strong. Mitch was fantastic in this game. He was a major factor, and it ended up getting Evan Mobley. He fouled out of this game. Now it was pretty late in the fourth quarter, but it just showed. Once he picked up that fifth foul, it started limiting him. Actually, when he picked up the fourth foul, it started limiting what he could do defensively. I am amped up, guys. I'm amped up. I'm drinking Aperol Spritzers, orange color for my Knicks. Let's go! Cheers, everybody. I know it's early here in LA, but what the hell? Actually, it's not so early anymore. It's almost 1:51 here. Let's see. So let me finish this. Robinson had 5 of Knicks' 17 offensive rebounds. We destroyed them on the boards. And I'm pretty sure it's holding up. The team that wins the rebounding battle in the playoffs wins the game. I think it's only once or twice has that gone the other way. And so far in all the games, all the first-round series, and even including the play-in, I believe. Offense, 12 points, 2 blocks. Cleveland had 7 offensive rebounds, went 6 for 23 from the 3. Donovan Mitchell went 5 of 18, 11 points, and had 6 turnovers, which I already had told you that before. This is interesting. Michael Scotto tweeted this out. This is JB Bickerstaff talking about Josh Hart, who was fantastic, who gave us several second-chance opportunities. Several of those offensive rebounds were him, and just huge game, starting in place of the injured Quentin Grimes, and he delivered a monster performance himself. Monster performance. JB Bickerstaff on Josh Hart. I think what he does at an elite level is he impacts winning. However he does it, he figures out a way to help his team. Some nights it's taking charges, some nights it's making shots. He just has a way of impacting the game in a positive way, and that could not be better said. Beautifully said, JB Bickerstaff, to describe Josh Hart. He's not a guy who's gonna lead your team in scoring. He's not gonna lead your team in anything except hustle and winning plays. There are moments there where he has a brain fart here and there, but that's because he plays at such an intense pitch. That's gonna happen sometimes. But Obi Toppin had a monster game. We even saw Deuce in there with a big 3-point bucket. IQ did not have a good game offensively, but his defense, he was putting out at times an absolute masterclass. I guarantee you, coaches around the NBA are going to take snippets of IQ's defense on the Cavs and create a reel and show all of their players, this is how you play defense on the perimeter. Outstanding defensive effort from Emmanuel Quickley. Fred Katz tweets out, Tom Thibodeau making it sound like Randle is not all the way back physically right now. Quote, Julius is our horse. He's given us everything that he has. A lot of guys probably wouldn't even be playing. So I knew the quick turnaround would probably impact him more than most players. Well, it's true. It was a late start on Friday and then a very early start on Sunday. Not much time for recovery. And it showed. He just did not have it tonight. He was the one player who underperformed drastically on the Knicks. And even defensively, I don't think he could even – I think he was just trying to save his body, and it was actually hurting us, especially in that third quarter, because the game just had worn on. And we let the Cavs hang around. We let them hang around. By that halftime, what was the score at halftime? Let's see. The halftime score was 54-45. So at that point, we had already built a decent lead. So we let them kind of get it under 10 points, and they felt like they could do something, and they did. They came out cooking in that third quarter and ended up tying the game and then taking the lead. So I was worried in that third quarter. Let's see. They scored, they scored 8 straight points, 9 straight points. Oof. Man. And I was starting to worry. I was starting to sweat a little bit. But the way the team responded, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. All right, here we go. Julius Randle, 27 minutes, 3 of 10, 0 for 4 from the three-point line, only 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 points. But his defense was really what hurt us the most, or lack of it. But there were times where he did step up. It wasn't like it was like every single possession. He was cherry-picking his possessions when he would put himself out there. And that's just, to me, I know we've seen that from Julius in the past, but I think right now, to me, it reeks of I'm just not right. You know, he just doesn't have the burst, and that's what that said to me. So shout out to Tom Thibodeau for making the decision to give 20 minutes of play to Obi Toppin, and he rewarded him. 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds for Obadiah Toppin, who that's one of the aspects of his game that he has to improve. He has to improve. All right, let me check the chat over here. I'm streaming this from my other software, so I can't put messages up on here. But if there's anything in particular you guys want me to say, just post it here. Shout it out. Lex the Destroyer, thanks so much for showing up, brother. Best mod around, holding it down. And I shout out, we survey 100 people. iHeart is equally as valuable as Josh Hart. iHeart played a great. Thank you for pointing that out. iHeart has been excellent. However, he started getting muscled and abused by Jared Allen down in the paint, down low in that third quarter, or maybe it was even the fourth quarter. And that's when Thibs he subbed Mitch back in. Beautiful. Great response from Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson in 27 minutes shot 5 of 7, 11 boards. He had tremendous tip-ins, and he probably had the tip-in of the playoffs. There was a moment there where, was it I can't remember, it was a pass? Maybe it was a pass. Whatever it was, half his body was behind the backboard, and his hand reached up, his big old mitt, tipped the ball in, for a beautiful bucket, and then he got the foul call as well. You're right about iHeart, though. iHeart has played a great game as well. Let's see here. What do we got? Jesse Rodriguez says, like Chaz Palminteri would say, now yous can't leave. What's up, Alex Nader? Good to see you, bro. We got here. All right, let me keep going here. Adrian Reality, what's up, man? We good. 3-1. I caught a little bit of Jalen Brunson talking with Josh Hart in the post game. He was like, "Oh, this series is nowhere near over. We got a lot to do and all that stuff." You know, he's right to a certain extent. 3-1. The way this team has been playing, the defense. Let me just stress something to you guys. The Cleveland Cavaliers' main advantage going into this series was their defense. Meanwhile, we have held them under 100 points 3 times. The New York Knicks are the better defensive team in this particular series. There is no ifs, ands, or buts or doubts about that. The New York Knicks are the better defensive team. And we also have more diverse weapons on the offensive end. Look, on a night where, Emmanuel Quickley did not even score a point. And I will show you his plus-minus impact, and I already talked about his defense itself. Just him alone is an example of the diversity of this team. Our bench didn't necessarily even give us much scoring at all. What do we got, 9 points from the bench? But Obi's 5 points were monstrous right there, and that nice three-pointer from Deuce was huge. Sometimes it's when the points come that makes the major difference. There was a possession, I think it was even a second chance opportunity, which we got several of those in this game, where the ball ended up with Obi, and the Knicks were kind of all scattered around the court, And there wasn't quite enough time to someone come over and set a pick for him, and he didn't want to pass it off because he didn't have quite the angles like to find Brunson or whoever was the lead point guard at the moment. He took it, and he drove into the thick, into the trees of Jarrett and Mobley, and he delivered. Tremendous. That was something that we have seen Randall be able to do in the past. He just doesn't have the burst. You know, his ankle must still be weak. It still must be weak because he can't quite do that. But it was wonderful to see Obi do that. That was for one of his 2 points. And then he hit a humongous 3-point shot himself. So big shout out to Obi Toppin. Fantastic. But we're going to talk about Josh Hart. 40 minutes, 7 of 16. He hit a big 3-point shot from the left corner. Left corner. 7 huge monster rebounds. Let me see here how many offensive rebounds Mr. Hart had. I think I actually already said it out before. Hart had 2 offensive rebounds. Brunson, 2 offensive rebounds. Obi Toppin was second behind Mitch in offensive rebounds in this game with 5. 5. That'll tell you when someone like Obi Toppin, who's not even known for rebounding, is putting in the effort to chase down those balls, those errant shots, and pick up offensive rebounds. The advantage that it provides this team is huge. It's just beyond. I can't even find the words to fully describe it. Also, because it gives the player, they're like, wow, he's engaged, he's in there, so it gets everyone else kind of locked. Everyone's just locked in. No one needs further motivation. What am I even talking about? No one needs further motivation. This is crazy. We got, who else we got? Got Splash 1976 right there. What's up, brother? Let's see. Knicks are nice. Michael Rivera. What's up? We got a History University in here. Awesome. We got the Baltimore Orioles in here. RJ Barrett from Malik Beasley and a second Knicks fan. What? Oh, man. Somebody's high. You smoking the weed a little too much there, Baltimore? Oh, man. The Knicks won! And they won because RJ Barrett stood up! He stood up! You know how hard it is to do that in the fucking playoffs? All the shit this guy's been getting? You are the man, RJ. Love it. Fucking love it, man. God. I outstanding. The way he was slipping through, delivering. Oh, my God. With those 2 guys that just love to swat flies. Outstanding. His ability to not back down is his superior ability. So many guys get intimidated. He does not. Now, it might be foolish sometimes. Definitely. That's what happens when you're learning. Not today. Today, they just don't have answers for RJ Barrett. And if any of you guys, I can tell by my views, you guys did not watch that post game, that playoffs preview that we did with Keese and JD. We laid it all down. It's all right there, and it's completely unfolded in this series. Outstanding. Man, I'm sweating. I'm so hyped. I'm sweating. Let's keep going. Here we go. The plus minus. See what I mean? Look at him out here quickly. Plus 11. Tied for the highest on the team with his best buddy on the team, Obi Toppin, a plus 11 as well. And Isaiah Hartenstein with a plus 10. Fabulous. Jalen Brunson, plus 9. Josh Hart, a plus 5. Awesome. Fantastic. Look at RJ, man. Even though RJ it was only a plus 2, but that's because he was scoring when the Knicks were hurting. We were struggling in that third quarter, and he took over and gave us a big boost. Big boost. Let's see. And then Michael Rivera, when Randall pops off, because you can clearly tell he wasn't 100%. Randall suited up for every game, healthy, and was there for his team and never stopped working regardless of delusional Knicks fans like you. Thank you. But we almost lost this game because of him. So let's just be real. Michael. We are up 3-1. Julius Randle has played one good quarter of 16. So that shows how deep this team is. That shows all the things I've been saying about this team are actually facts. And I love it. I'm fucking gloating right now. This is a beautiful day. A beautiful day, a beautiful moment. We're going to finish it in Cleveland. This series is not coming back to New York. Book it. Book it. Book it. Let's get those likes up. Oh, man. What a fantastic day. What a fantastic day. All right, let's keep going. Evan Mobley was a bit of a problem there, man. His, like Thib said, his length is a disrupting force. He shot 5 of 8. He was taking guys off the dribble. Finished 12 points, 7 rebounds, 35 minutes. Luckily, he fouled out, and we got him into foul trouble, which definitely limited his impact overall. Jared Allen, so efficient, 7 of 11, but only 4 rebounds for a 7-foot center. Wow. 14 points for him. Darius Garland, who was hurting us. He was hurting us today, but we finally slowed him down. Thibs made another great adjustment. After a timeout, he put RJ on Garland, and it did help slow him down. It disrupted his vision, his ability to beat the guy up. Also, the one thing is that RJ is good at is funneling the offensive driver into traffic. So that was a really smart move by Thibs. Karis LeVert also was starting to hurt us, but he ended up with not that efficient tonight. Thankfully, 39 minutes for him, 4 of 10, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, but he did get 9 rebounds, ended up with 14 points. Donovan Mitchell. Can you imagine if we had made that trade and we were in the inverse situation and Donovan puts up 2 points in the second half and we lose this game and the Cavs are the ones up 3-1? We'd be losing our minds. That's why I did not want to make that trade for him. We were giving up too much. I love Donovan Mitchell. I would love him on this team, but only at the right price. Only at the right price. And I hope the Knicks continue that. The front office continues that thinking process in the offseason. No matter what ends up happening in this, the rest of these playoffs, keep that same mentality. Our core team, our depth is our advantage. Our players up and down this lineup are much better than most of the NBA believes. Most of the NBA even understands. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, front office. The bench, other than Osman, who always seems to provide some production for Cleveland, 21 minutes, 2 of 5, 1 of 4, 10 points. And Okoro, there was a little moment there where we got a little bit scared in that first half when he hit a 3 and then he drove a couple of times. And that's the thing, when Randall was on him, Randall was guarding him, and he just let him slip by because he just doesn't have the energy to do it. We got a super chat. Michael Rivera. I wasn't calling you delusional, George. A Splash 1970. Oh, okay. All right. I'm reading them fast. So thank you. No problem. Hey, I have no issues with anyone having an issue with something I say. No issues at all. That's the beauty of this. It's a conversation. So either way, thank you. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate the support. I appreciate support everybody here for the channel. It's fantastic. I mean, and look at the reward we're getting here. Look at the reward. The New York Knicks are now up 3-1. Not only are we up 3-1, and I wish I had done a screen grab of this tweet that I put out earlier because it was a pretty good tweet. Let me see here. Let me find this one here because I tweeted out so much stuff that now it's lost it because it talks about the future. By the way, I did tweet out this. It's fairly obvious watching this ABC broadcast. Jeff Van Gundy has become a Deuce McBride stan. Welcome to Deuce Island, coach. Here it is. Oh, no. That's not the one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Is this it? No. Well, I'll find it. The gist of it was this. Now, I know that a lot of people, oh, thank you so much, We Serve 100 People. Really appreciate it. Your super chat, $20 from We Serve 100 People. And thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Early on, when I was previewing the playoffs, I think I was a little too excited. It may have misstated what I meant. And then I tried to clean it up after, but I got a little pushback, and I totally respect the pushback because I wasn't actually wishing injuries upon like the Bucks or whoever. I wasn't wishing. I was just saying the playoffs are grueling. It's a battle. It's a survival of the fittest to the max. And they're like usually always somebody gets hurt. Somebody goes down. Look at us with Randall. Even though he got hurt before, look at us with Grimes. We lost our starting shooting guard. For now, just for maybe one game, let's hope. But still, it just happens. Look at the Clippers with Kawhi. I honestly, I don't think the Suns could beat the Clippers if Kawhi was still playing, even without Paul George. So that's how wild this playoffs has been. So I wasn't wishing injuries, but there's just a reality of this game in the playoffs. Looking at the situation at the time, I was thinking Cleveland, we can beat these guys. And then in the next round, we're most likely facing the Bucks. But what if the Bucks get roughed up in that Heat series? What if something happens? And it's the Heat that move on. Well, we can beat the Heat. Or even if the Bucks manage to survive and squeak past the Heat, there's injuries. There's things that could happen. The Knicks could end up in the Eastern Conference Finals against Phillies, the Sixers, or the Boston Celtics. If the Celtics, end up taking care of business against the Hawks, which most likely they will. And then we have won 3 games against the Celtics, and I know the Sixers are also a tough matchup for us, but I believe that we could figure out a way to overcome the Sixers for the same reason that we are taking care of business against the Cavs. For the same exact reasons. So just bear that in mind. And remember, by that point, Randall might be back to at least maybe 85% of himself, maybe 90% of himself. Let's hope for all of that because we're going to need him against those guys. So that the future is incredibly bright for these New York Knicks right now, and it's all due to them taking care of business today. That is the reason. Let me find this tweet because I want to read it because I had phrased it perfect. Oh, here we go. So Ian O'Connor, who writes for the New York Post sometimes, great articles that he puts out. He tweeted, the Knicks' long shot path to the NBA Finals looking a bit more realistic by the hour. Milwaukee in trouble with a banged-up Giannis. Knicks are better than Cavs and Heat. This is his words. And Knicks beat Boston 3 straight this year. Still unlikely, but not that unlikely. And then I retweeted that, saying, y'all remember when I described this exact scenario? I never wished injuries upon teams, but they are an unfortunate reality of basketball. Knicks got to stay focused on Cavs right now, but future possibilities are looking more possible. Woo-hoo! I'm getting a tingle just thinking about that. Cheers. Oh, man, really appreciate that we serve every 100 people. Really appreciate that. Let's see, someone tweeted something. Oh, yeah. JD sent me that message about Thibs talking about Randall. A lot of guys probably wouldn't even be playing. He's referring to Randall returning from an ankle sprain for game 1. Yeah, for sure. Oh, what an outstanding game for these Knicks today. And it's answered a lot of questions for us, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Here are the team stats. The Cavs actually shot better overall than the Knicks, but we got 7 more additional chances to make a bucket than the Cavs, and that is our not-so-secret weapon anymore. The 3 ways we win, 2 of them are connected. The 3 ways, they're all connected, actually, technically. Keep our turnovers down. We only committed 14 turnovers today. And in the first half, we were even more careful with the ball. So that was more second half type. Was that true? Let me see. Either way, take care of the ball. Don't turn it over. That's a huge, it can't be overstated. Cannot be overstated how important that is. Let's see how many turnovers we had. Oh, yeah. We had 6 turnovers in the first half. So we committed a lot of turnovers in that second half. We only had 6 in the first half. So we committed 8 in the second half. But we kept the turnovers down, technically. We actually did end up with one more turnover than the Cavs, but still, anywhere in that range, 13, 14, 12, that's a good, healthy range of turnovers for your team. The other part was rebounding. Have to win the rebounding battle. We destroyed them there, 47-33. And then if you look at the offensive rebounding, which is the major component of that for us, because it leads to the other part, second chance opportunities. We out-rebounded them on the offensive boards by 10. By 10. And those 10 additional offensive rebounds resulted in 7 additional shots. And possibly it resulted in additional free throws, even though we were bad from the free throw line. We make our free throws today, this game would have been over earlier. You know, we missed 10 free throws of 28. We only shot 64.3% from the free throw line. And the three-point shot was not there for either squad. And a lot of that is just the magnitude of the moment and the intensity of the defense out on the perimeter, the blitzing, the switching. Beautiful. There was some outstanding defensive play out on the perimeter by the Knicks, and also something. The thing is, when you're harassing people like that and you're disrupting them like that, and you're taking them out of the rhythm, then that one time they get an open look, they don't necessarily bury it. We saw Donovan Mitchell missed a couple of open looks. Same for Garland, and that was because they at any moment, someone could be coming up from behind. So that was outstanding. That was outstanding. We did not win the points to the paint battle, 52-50, shocking. But we won the fast break points, 10-7. Whew. We barely broke the century mark, but we did it. We did it, and we need to. We need to break the century mark to win these games against the Cavs, man. All right. Now we're going to talk about R.J. Barrett and the tremendous significance of what has happened in this series for R.J. Barrett. He has delivered for this team when they desperately needed it. He was the X factor. We talked about this before the series began. And not just for the playoff series. Remember, we're talking about the future of the franchise. If your number 3 draft pick, if you're starting small forward on your team, you're starting number 3 on your team, cannot deliver, at least provide you plus play. He doesn't have to do what he did today, where he basically took over the game for stretches of time. But he has that ability. He has that ability. And the fact that the magnitude of the moment was not too big for him tells me this guy is going to be a very good basketball player for years to come. For years to come. He's going to figure out the inefficiency issues. He's going to figure that out. What did he end up shooting today? He ended up shooting pretty decently today, right? 9 of 18, shot 50%. He did not hit a three-point shot though, and one of them rattled around. His three-point shot was a little bit kind of wonky today, but even this, in spite of that, he still delivered a positive performance tonight. That's the beauty of R.J. Barrett. I cannot even wait to watch him play more. I'm always curious about what he's going to deliver for us. He's answered those questions. So whatever happens in the future in terms of, roster construction, at least they know that they have a piece that can deliver in the playoffs, in the postseason. And that is something that we still don't know about Julius Randle. We still don't know. Now, in this postseason, to me, it's obvious that it's because of the bum ankle. But 2 years ago, he didn't have a bum ankle. So I hope that the extra day off, the next game 5 is on Wednesday. I hope that the extra day off helps Randle, and he just realizes I don't have to do too much, but he needs to provide some efficiency. And on the defensive end, he can't let guys blow past him, or he can't just sag away from the driver and let them do whatever they want to do. That can't happen. That just cannot happen. All right, let's check in on the chat. We got K Sings in the chat. What's up? Salute to you. We got D Coolest 718. What's up? N Grill 1. Hart is so amped he traveled twice in open court. Yeah, oh, that was a killer. And they both, well, one of them for sure ended up in a make, which got taken back. That hurts. We got Big Task in the house. Adrian Reality in the house. Silvery Gray, what's up? I was stopped by Russ Bucket's NBA channel when the Knicks win the series and tear them a new one. Smash that like button. Yes, 90s era Knicks vibe in the past 2 days. Ooh, fantastic, man. Woo! Woo! Sweating here. Hey, get your snapbacks. They're back. They're in the store along with dad hats. Get your Knicks-Verse gear. I love New York. Man, the city must be so hopping right now. I would give anything to be out, hit the bars in the city. I bet my boys JD and Keith are gonna hit it later. What do we got going here? All right, so we are gonna look at Game 5 right now for the Knicks. So obviously the keys to winning Game 5 are pretty much similar to what's been happening the whole entire series, except we know most likely that, I'm hoping that Randall will be back to his effective self. I'm hoping at least by the next round, because we need him whether Bucks or Heat. We would definitely need Randall, but we've already proven that we can win without a dominating Randall in this series. However, he still is compromised, and if he starts and he's out there and he could hurt us a bit, on the defensive end. I hope that Thibs looks at that and he realizes, you know what? I think go with Obi a little earlier. That's one thing, the way to counter that. But the other thing is we don't know what the deal is with Quentin Grimes. And, if your roster, if your rotation keeps getting kind of nicked and hurt, not nick, but, hampered. So we got like a 50% Randall right now and 0% Grimes. So we got Hart in there. We saw some Deuce and extra minutes from other guys. Eventually that could come to bite you. So that's the main concern for Game 5 for the Knicks. And also traveling back to Cleveland. That's why that last win, regular season win against the Cavs in Cleveland was so huge. And then we stole that Game 1. They didn't steal it. We won that Game 1. It's a tremendous boost for us. But, role players, they it's the cliche, they struggle on the road. So it's going to be interesting to see the type of response that our bench has in that Game 5. The thing is, I think it's gonna be what's gonna happen is with Cleveland, Garland and Mitchell are gonna figure something out, and I could see them both kind of exploding in that, because it's first of all, it's do or die. Now their backs are literally against the wall. They're facing the firing squad, so they are going to have to deliver to keep them from getting eliminated. And I expect Donovan Mitchell will do anything possible to provide at least 35 to 40 points for the Cavs. And then it comes down to guard. And also that if he's that active and forceful, it might put us into foul trouble. And that's when the making our depth chart shallower could come back to bite us. That's what I meant by that. If Hart gets into some foul trouble in that first quarter, second quarter of Game 5, then we're going to see some more Deuce. But Deuce can pick up some fouls. IQ is going to be and so we're just not going to have as many fouls to give. And that's going to give Donovan and Garland some more freedom. And if one of the other guys, LeVert or Osman, catch fire, it's going to be a lot. Because we've seen if you score 100, that's how you win. So it's 102, 101, 100. So I'm expecting a big response from Cleveland. And it's unfortunate that we were not going to necessarily have. Well, let's see. We don't know yet. But let's just assume the Randall we saw today, we're going to see a better version of that Randall. But maybe like the Randall we saw on Friday, which wasn't that necessarily effective a Randall. So We're compromised right now, guys. We're compromised. So we're going to need another big game from young Barrett and from Jalen Brunson and obviously from Josh Hart. But what I would really like to see is some scoring punch from Emmanuel quickly. That's what we're going to need to make up for the lack of offense that we're getting from Julius Randle. Obi's going to give us what he's going to give us. He's going to give us, what are 5 points, 9 points, 10 points, sometimes 15 points, whatever. The way he's playing right now, I love his hops. I love the way he's focused. He's not getting caught and burned on backdoor cuts or anything like that. He is focused and locked in right now, and I just see that continuing. I see that continuing. But again, he is a role player, and this is on the road, and it's going to be a madhouse in Cleveland, and it's going to be a very hostile crowd. It's going to be a hostile crowd. So that's going to be a big test. Even if we drop that game, we come back to the Garden for Game 6, we're totally taking care of business then. So this series, I'm calling it. Though Brunson doesn't want to, I'm calling it. But I want to see how we win it. That, to me, is the key. I think we can win. I think we can hold on to Game 5 because we have figured out some stuff about the Cavs. We know that Garland struggles if RJ's on him. We know that Donovan struggles if Hart is on him. And even IQ has played some decent defense on him. And then we got Deuce. So it becomes the front line, limiting those guys from giving them, Jared Allen from giving them 22 points and Mobley having a big bounce back game and giving them 25 points. So there's a lot of ifs right there. But if the Knicks execute and make the in-game adjustments, like the way Thibs did this game, or has been doing it this series, if he makes those in-game adjustments, we're going to hold on and win that game, and come back to New York having won the first round and going into the second round. That's my preview of Game 5. We got Dan Williams. What's up? I think the Cavs are broken. Yeah, it does feel like that. It does feel like that. Looking across the crowd, shook in the moment. K sings. Spider, yeah. Spider looks shook, y'all. Seeing his face. Yeah. Yeah, he does look a little shook. Yeah, I don't know if shook is the word, but he definitely looks he looks like he's overwhelmed by what's happened. That he could have been. He could have been the one in orange and blue. I think that's more of what I see in his face. He could have been the one in orange and blue, and now his team is losing, and he's not delivering on his end. So there's a lot of mixed emotions going on. If you want to call that shook, then yeah, call it shook. But I think that's what's happening there. It's that mixture of emotions. When you let your team down, and when you're the leader of the team and you let them down, there's nothing more demoralizing than that, or frustrating than that. And that's what we saw there. Let's see. The turnovers says it. Yeah, big turnovers. Casing says, yeah, the turnovers. How many turnovers did? Oh yeah, he had 6 turnovers for Donovan. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh, fantastic. All right, we're going to be winding it down soon. Just wanted to come on live and share the beauty of this victory with you guys. I'm ecstatic. I can't believe I even still have a voice the way I was screaming during the game. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this now. I think it's my tissue box in case the Knicks lose. I think if Julius can recover from his injury and we get Quentin Grimes back and he's effective, I think the Knicks could get to the finals of the NBA. Gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. I am Into the Knicks-Verse. This is Into the Knicks-Verse. Please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when I go live, and hit the thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this game. You guys later on, when you're just hanging out and celebrating whatever, you may have a thought or something about something, drop it in the comments. I read them all. I really appreciate it. It helps me tremendously. This is our forum here for everything Knicks. Everything Knicks. And again, hit the like button. Get your Knicks gear. The information's in the description. And hit that thumbs up button. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go Knicks. We're up 3-1. Let's go people. Let's go. New York, go.